Hi beautiful, welcome to my channel. In today's video I'm going to be trying every single one of the new BK Beauty makeup brushes. They sent me everything and I want to really test these out and tell you my opinion on all of the individual brushes. Besides that, I'm going to be doing a makeup look, revisiting a lot of the new products I have tried and used as of lately. I have some that I have not been able to stop using, so I can already share with you my opinion on them, and then I have some others that I'm just trying to further test out. So this is going to be a chatty try on, get ready with me type of video using all of the new BK Beauty brushes, and I hope you guys enjoy it. Also, I feel like we haven't talked in a while. I have maybe some updates to give you, and so yeah, let's just go ahead and get started. The new collection of BK Beauty brushes just launched a few hours ago. I'm going to leave you the link to them down below, and I have a discount code with BK Beauty that I always forget to tell you guys about. I believe it's Patty10. Otherwise, I'll put whatever it is on the screen, but I'm pretty sure it's Patty10, and you can save 10% on the brushes. I don't think I earn any commission from that discount code, but I do earn commission if you shop using my link, which I'm leaving you down below in the description box of this video. So if you decide to go for any of these brush sets, then please go ahead and use my link down there and use my code so you can save some money. Anyway, since these are a brand new launch, you can't buy the brushes individually quite yet. You can get a bundle that has all 9 new brushes in it, or you can get the face brushes or the eyeshadow brushes individually. I'm going to try them all today and I'm going to tell you whether I like them or not and give you my opinion on the individual brushes. I feel like I already said that in the intro, but anyways, let's just go ahead and get started. A product that I have been wanting to test further is this primer by Glowish. I'm going to grab a bit right here with my spatula and I'm going to apply it to the face. This one I quite liked, to be honest, the first time I used it, but I'm not sure whether it did much. I think it makes your pores look a little bit more blurred, and it gives you this, I don't want to say mattified effect, but it is kind of a mattified, blurred effect to the face. Now, the really positive thing, in my opinion, is that it doesn't dry you out at all, even though it's giving you this more mattified complexion. And it is a silicone-free primer. I'm still kind of gathering my thoughts on this one. I honestly haven't used it much. I've used it maybe 3 times. This might be my 4th. And the thing is that I like it, but I don't think it does anything out of this world extraordinary, you know? So I feel like I keep testing it to see if I fall in love with it, but so far it's just a like. We can be friends, but we can't compromise, you know? As my base today, I'm going to be using my Westman Atelier tint, which I have been really loving. It makes me look super glowy, but I'm totally here for it, especially now that it's getting a little bit colder and it's starting to get a little bit drier as well. I feel like I need all of the moisture and all of the hydration that I can get. So this one I have been enjoying. Anyways, I'm starting with the BK Beauty 109 brush right here, and this one is a really good brush that you can use for foundation, or you can use it for cream bronzer, cream blush. I feel like it would be really good for all of those things, and it's honestly distributing this tint incredibly well. I wasn't sure, you know, comparing it with the BK Beauty 101, which is my all-time favorite foundation brush. Obviously this new one is inspired by this one, but it is a lot less dense, so I figured a smaller brush would be a good idea because you can be a bit more precise with your products, but I was kind of wondering whether or not it had been a good idea to make it less dense, because I thought maybe it would leave some streaks behind or anything like that, which this one never ever does. But I am very pleased to see that no streaks were left behind. Everything is looking extremely smooth, and it applied this Westman Atelier tint with grace. I love the way it looks, and I'm honestly very impressed with this brush. One thing to note is that this new collection of brushes from BK Beauty, they're not necessarily travel size brushes, but they do have smaller handles in comparison to their bigger brushes. You can kind of compare them right here. And to me, that was kind of like weird. But watching the YouTube video that they put out talking about all of their new brushes, I found out that they made the shorter handles because the BK Beauty community, the BK Beauty shoppers had been asking them to make shorter handles. Apparently it's better if you do your makeup like really close in a mirror, which I can totally see how that would be helpful, but I never do my makeup like that. I always have the mirror kind of at arm's length, we'll say. And so I wasn't seeing it at first, you know. This BK Beauty 109 brush is incredible and I do highly recommend it. Unfortunately, like I said, you can't shop them individually yet, but I just love the way that this is applying my tint. Look at that glazed donut face. Let me just apply the rest up here. Anyways, now that the Westman Atelier tint is applied, I'm going to move on to this Milk Makeup Concealer, and I'm going to blend it out with another one of these BK Beauty brushes that they made specifically for concealer. And while I do that, let me tell you about what's been going on in my life. I feel like since I last updated you, you guys know that like I moved. This house was a mess for the longest time. I was very unhappy with a lot of things, but like we bought it knowing that there were a lot of things we needed to change about this house. And I feel like you just get kind of anxious because you want to do everything at once, but everything is very time consuming and also money consuming because because let me tell you, doing updates and renovation to a house is freaking expensive. We've now been here for a little bit over 2.5 months, and the first thing was renovating the kitchen and knocking down a bunch of like closet walls downstairs that were making all the spaces very small, and we did that and that was fantastic. But then the floor was all broken because there were walls that were taken down. By the way, this 110 brush for concealer was pretty great. And as far as the Milk Concealer is concerned, I'm still not sure about it, but I don't think it's going to become a favorite, we'll say. I'm going to use my Laura Mercier Translucent Loose Setting Powder to set my face and the BK Beauty 113 brush. So I was saying, after the kitchen update was done and all the walls were knocked down, we had a very holy floor downstairs, and also all of the upstairs and the stairs and half of the downstairs area as well had carpet, and I did not like the carpet. First of all, it was this really dark brown carpet color that I did not like at all. And also, when carpets are very dark like that, you literally have no idea, especially because we didn't install it, how much dirt could be trapped in there. I hated the effing carpet, okay? But being completely honest with myself, after renovating the kitchen, I did not have the means to also change the floors. Thankfully though, out of nowhere, my dad and stepmom decided that they were going to gift us new floors for this house, and so long story short, the floors were changed yesterday. And so this week I probably had a gap in my uploads because they spent 2 days changing the floors of the house, which was really fast, by the way, because they had to take everything away and put the new floors in. I'm very happy with the color of the floors. They're not, my husband keeps calling them gray, but really they're not gray. They're like a taupe color because they have some like warmer shades and some more cooler tone shades in there. I'm going to like put a picture right here of the color of my floor. And I really love the way that it came along. The only thing that we're missing is the stairs, because the guys that came and changed our floors gave themselves 2 days to do it and they couldn't finish everything. There is just the stairs left and my master bathroom and closet, and so they have to come back at a different date to finish those. But I'm so happy with the way everything turned out, and I feel like now this is finally starting to feel like my home, which I know we've been here for 2.5 months already, but like I feel like for the longest time I just felt like I was living in somebody else's house. And now that, you know, the kitchen's been updated and the floors are changed and well, this room has been painted for a while, I don't know, I feel like finally it's starting to feel like I'm the one who lives here, like this is my house, my space. And I'm very excited because I feel like that feeling is going to continue to grow as we do more things, right? Like the only room that we've painted is this one. Everything else needs to be painted still. But like finally I feel like things are starting to come along and I am overly excited about it. For the powder, by the way, I just used the BK Beauty 113 brush and I really loved it, especially like for underneath the eyes here, because it was really nice to press the powder on. If you're someone who presses your powder on, this is going to be great. The brush I usually use for underneath my eyes is the Wayne Goss number 3. Look at this brush, has a lash. Anyways, this is what I usually use for my under eyes, but this is more to like very lightly sweep product on. If you're someone who wants to press your product on, I feel like this one could potentially be better. I don't think that it'll change my favorite brush for my under eyes because I like to apply very minimal powder and I feel like this one applies a bit more, which with the skin tint I had on today, this works great. But if I wear my regular medium coverage foundations and whatnot, I would probably still prefer this one. Before I continue my complexion, I'm going to get started with the eyes, and I was at first going to use the Christmas Eve palette for the eyes, which is this one here from Odin's Eye. By the way, if you haven't watched my Odin's Eye video reviewing both of these, highly recommended. And these palettes are now available. They are limited edition and you can get them at the Odin's Eye website with a 10% off discount by using code PATTY10. Anyways, I was at first going to use this one today, but then I remembered that when I used the Merry Christmas palette, I really wanted to use that shade and I didn't get the chance to do that, so then I pulled this one out, but then I was like unsure. So I think what I'm going to end up doing is using them both. For my crease, I'm going to try this new BK Beauty brush. This is the 212 and I want to grab the shade Just Now from the Christmas Eve palette and just blend this one all throughout the crease of my eye. I sometimes feel like I'm being dramatic with my addiction to rougher brushes for my eyeshadow looks, but I just don't feel like anything else works as well. So this is not a bad brush. I think it's a great brush, but the synthetic bristles just are not the same when it comes to eyeshadow applications. So I feel like I will forever prefer using natural hair brushes when it comes to my eyeshadow because it just does not feel the same otherwise. It feels like no matter how beautifully shaped and soft this brush is, I have to work a little harder and it doesn't build the pigment up as much as the natural bristles. I don't know, maybe I am being dramatic about it, but that is how I feel. So I am building it up right here. So now with the new BK Beauty 211, which is a more small, precise blending brush, I'm going to grab the color New Leaf from the Merry Christmas palette. And I'm going to tap it right here on the outer third of my eyelid, and then once the color is placed, that color has really beautiful pigmentation. I'm going to start blending it up into the crease shade, just back and forth with the tip of the BK Beauty 211. I'm not sure why, but I do like the way this one's performing a bit more than the previous brush. Going back with the 212, I'm just going to make sure things on the crease are blended. Time to use the color I've been dying to use, which is Jingle Bell, and I'm going to try and use it with the BK Beauty 209, which is also from the new collection. So I'm grabbing it with the brush and I'm going to just apply it on my eyelid. And this is a very, very small flat brush, so I think it'll be good for detail work like the inner corner or like the inner third of the eyelid right here. Applying it over on this side as well. With my finger, I'm going to grab Elf Wish and I'm going to tap it right here in the center of my eyelid. And the color Elf Wish is insanely beautiful and so creamy. I'm loving the way the inner part of the eye look is looking, but I just don't like these shades back here. With the Christmas Eve palette and the 211, I'm going to grab the color Night Sky and I'm going to add it to the outer third of my eyelid, blending it slightly into the crease. Just like this. I think it did need a little bit more depth. I like this better. With a makeup wipe, I'm going to clean this outer edge here. And with the new 210 and a bit more of the color Night Sky, I'm going to smoke out my lower lash line. just halfway in underneath my eye and connecting it right here at the end. With a very small fluffy brush, this one's my reference number 13. I'm back to the color just now, and I'm going to smoke out my lower lash line, blending it all the way to the tear duct area here. To finish up this look, I'm going to get Elf Wish one more time on the 209 brush, and I'm going to pop it right in the inner corner here. Pretty. Okay, a bit more and blending it in. I want a teal eyeliner for my waterline, so I'm going to use the Makeup Geek one in Ultramarine. I think this one's going to match this eyeshadow look really beautifully. And let me just be right back with some mascara on. I do want to have fun mascara on my bottom lashes, so I'm going to do the teal mascara from Pat McGrath. And then I'm just going to use my regular Dark Star mascara from Pat McGrath for my top lashes. I'll be right back. Back with my mascara on, and I also went ahead and applied some lashes. I don't know which lashes these are because I found them in my bathroom. I had left them on top of the sink. But if I had to guess, I would guess these are velour lashes in Serendipity. They have to for sure be velour lashes. I think the style is Serendipity. Anyways, let's continue with this makeup. We need some color on this face. And one thing that since I saw the 109 brush, I thought it would be good for is cream contour or cream bronzer. So I'm going to use my M Cosmetics cream contour stick to test out that theory, and also because I love this. I'm not going to do too much because I also want to do bronzer to try a different brush. Ooh, that's so crooked. Oh, no, no, no. We'll see, I'll make that work. And then over here. So with this brush, let me start on my nose because it's concerning what I did. I'm going to blend this out and up into my eyebrow. Okay, I think I solved the nose issue, and I'm just going to blend out my contour here with the 109. And just like I thought, it is perfect for blending out creams. And again, it could be a bronzer or a contour or a blush. It doesn't matter. It just has the perfect size and the perfect density for this type of job right here. Moving on to this side. That eyeshadow looks so good. I don't think I've ever done a super colorful teal look like this one, and I'm totally here for it. Alright, I still need to fix my nose a little bit, so I applied a bit of concealer on the sides. And this is a new Refer brush that is launching tomorrow. I'll make a video about these as well, I think. Okay, I ended up just fixing my nose contour with this new Refer brush because it was just a much better size for that. As far as the 109, for blending out big areas of cream product, it works wonders. I really, really love it. They're also coming out with the 111, which is perfect for powder bronzer. And so with my Charlotte Tilbury bronzer, I'm going to go over the contour. And yeah, this one is nice and fluffy, a little bit pinched on one side. And it does work pretty good for bronzer. I'm applying just a little bit of powder bronzer, just like I applied just a bit of contour, because both products together will definitely give me a nice amount of color to my face. Now, one product that I have not been able to stop using ever since I first tried it, and you can literally check the description box of the videos I've uploaded probably in the past 2 to 2.5 weeks since I first tried this. And every single time I'm wearing this blush because it is so good and it's matched pretty much every eye look I've done in the past 2 weeks. I have been loving it. I'm talking about the new Gucci blush in the shade Bright Coral specifically. This shade is just everything. It matches with like all of these types of colorful look beautifully, and I just can't put it down, can't put it away. I'm going to apply it with the same brush, starting on my cheekbone and then blending it down a bit so that most of the color is focused back here. And I like to blend it into my bronzer. Just look at this stunning shade of this blush. I cannot get over it. I love it. I think it looks fantastic. I'm obsessed with it. Just obsessed with the way this looks. The last BK Beauty brush I have to use is this one here, the 112, and you can use this as a blush brush, but it's so teeny tiny. I don't see myself using it for a blush brush, and to be honest, out of the face brush collection that they're launching, this is the one that I really don't see myself using much, unless it's great for highlighter, which we're about to try. So I'm going to grab it, and I'm going to grab my Dream Glow highlighter from Natasha Denona. This is part of the My Dream collection, and with it I'm going to put it right here on the top of my cheekbone. I'm trying to be a bit more generous, and I don't see much happening. It might just not go well with this type of powder product maybe. So let me try it with the cream highlighter instead. It definitely picked up a bit more of this one. Yeah, it's applying a fair amount of the cream highlighter, so I'm just going to tap it on top of the cheekbone here and just blend it into that Gucci blush shade. I honestly don't want a lot of highlighter, so that is enough for me right there. But yeah, this 1/12 brush is just not the right size or shape for me to be able to love it, unfortunately. Every single other face brush I've tried, including the concealer brush, which was surprising. I didn't really have high expectations for that one. Every single one of the other ones worked for me. The 1/12 I just don't see myself using. For lipstick, I'm going to use the Natasha Lip Liner from Natasha Denona. Another product I have not been able to stop using. It is just the most perfect shade, and I like to fill it in a bit. Beautiful, I love it. And I'm just going to pair it with the Natasha Gloss. This has been a favorite lip combo for me as of late. I love it. I'm going to do something to this hair, and I'm going to be right back to give you my final thoughts on the BK Beauty brush set. I'm back. I went ahead and did my hair, and let me just tell you what I think of all of these brushes together and individually. I do love BK Beauty's brush quality, so overall I do recommend these. Now, if you've never tried BK Beauty brushes before, in my opinion, their best brushes are their face brushes. And since you do have the opportunity of getting just the face kit, we'll call it, I do recommend this one over the eye brushes. Like I was saying earlier, ever since I tried natural hair brushes for my eyeshadow, I just don't see myself ever going back to these. Overall though, they weren't bad. My favorite one was certainly the 211, but unfortunately you can't buy it individually. You would have to buy the whole kit. So these on their own are not my favorite. I did really like the face brushes though. In particular, brush 109, this was definitely my favorite. And then brush 113, because for this setting powder underneath the eyes and just kind of pressing powder on, it was amazing. But then I did also really like the bronzer and concealer brush as well. The only brush from this kit that, like I said before, I don't see myself using is brush 112, just because it's like oddly small for blush and it doesn't apply highlighter the best, so I don't know what I would use it for. But these four right here are amazing, and in particular these two brushes. Of course, if you want to wait to just get these specific brushes I'm suggesting, you would have to wait for them to be released individually. Otherwise, I do recommend the face kit over the eyeshadow kit for sure, because natural hair eyeshadow brushes ruined synthetic hair eyeshadow brushes for me. So that is all I have for today's video. I really hope that you guys like this little get ready with me / BK Beauty brush review. If you did, don't forget to please give it a thumbs up before you leave. Also, originally for the title of my video, I thought I was gonna have a fall eyeshadow look, but this became more so like a very festive holiday look, so now I don't know what the title is. Anyways, if you liked it, don't forget to please give it a thumbs up before you leave, and don't forget to subscribe as well if you're new to my channel. I would love it if you were here to stay, so please subscribe before you leave. I love you guys so much. Thank you for watching this video, and I hope to see you back in the next one. Bye.